from apartments where niggas start shit. None of the heads will be quick just to start shit.
Before I had,
we had palace on carpet.
stayed at the bar lit.
Trippin' get parked quick.
Ain't I for real?
Straight off the dark shit. Find out fast how you home after dark shit.
Get you some money.
Your people gon' talk shit. Part of the game, it's the life
Put a
of
little
a
weight
boss.
on, I
Really,
ain't gonna
really,
lie.
since a G, you can go ask my mama now. Remember thugging outside and then start again. See, my mama
Just
wasn't
having
having
no weight.
See, I'm the man in my city like dreams.
Now we on
Crazy and nameless and sex fit. Fuck on the bands, they
Come get your back, bitch.
Niggas be flex too hard, but they not lit.
You can pop it, lean in your pockets, ready to plug.
Next to the sock, I can't hang with rats. Heard your name in his doc. He started this rap and took off like a rocket. Man of the year went from last to the top.
Been in from apartments where niggas start shit.
None of the heads will be quick just to start shit.
Before we had
We had
beans,
palace on carpet.
stayed at the bar lit, trippin' get parked quick. What it do, what it do, what it don't do. It's your boy. Man, it's been a minute. It's been a minute since the last episode. We are back. This weekend was very, very emotional. Very, very emotional. NBA Finals Game 7 happened. And it just hurt my heart. Like, it was so devastating. Let's get into it.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system.
The track gods are here.
Is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may
I can't see you go, no.
What's up? This is the Artistic Perspective Podcast, and I am your host, Lavelle Ford, tapping in with you guys. Today we're going to speak on the NBA Finals, a few little things that's been going on. I'm going to get more into the trade talk a little bit into another episode. I kind of want to just knock out this news right here, and then I'm going to give you guys one head trade that happened. I can start that off, but you know what I'm saying, obviously KD was traded to the Houston, so he's going to the Houston, and they get back Dylan and Jalen, which I think is a pretty smooth little switcheroo. Dylan is a good defender. I call him Dylan the villain. I'm sure he likes that name himself. He likes being a villain. Everybody knows him from the incident that when Memphis and Lakers was going at it, and everybody was talking about Dylan Brooks was poking the bear that is one LeBron James. So yeah, that didn't shape too well for the mans too. And since then he's been at so he got traded from there. I felt like he went somewhere else before Houston, or maybe I'm tripping. But I believe he went somewhere else. But if not, he goes from there to Houston, and now he's Phoenix Suns. So I think it'd be smooth. They still building. It's good to see that they're still building around Booker. And I know that they don't know what to do with Bradley Beal, but he has that no trade clause, which I'm sure this is probably going to be one of the last no trade clause unless a nigga is really, really sitting with a team for a long period of time, because the way this man has been dragging this shit out, I know like the league is like going to put a cramp on that. Like, you know what I mean? Obviously, we know like the only other person I believe got that is LeBron James, which that's the man. But I could be wrong though. So That's not what we're here about, though. KD is a big news situation. But today we are here to talk about the NBA Finals, Game 7. We made it all the way to Game 7. I hit one of my tickets. I think it was Game 4 I ended up hitting. Made, I think it was, I want to say like 260 or something. It should have been more, obviously, but that was just one of the tickets that I hit. But I wish I was here so I can make more bets. I would have made a lot more bets. I was going to Potawatomi making my bets, so it was a little bit different, and you can't really alternate anything too much. You just kind of go with the projected numbers that they throw out there. But what really sold me in this last game would have been topping. But let's get into that. First and foremost, what happened? Let's have a moment of silence for my man Tyrese Halliburton. Now, first, I want to say I did not like this guy, but mine stems from how he's been doing us lately in the playoffs. Not the playoffs, but just during the season, how we can't ever end up beating Indiana. And I'm just like, man, it's always one team that got your number, and it's like, that's the team that got our number at this moment. And then last time with the situation that happened with just Dame, going out and putting his body out on the line to tear his Achilles. It's sad to say that this man went down the same way, and it was terrible to the game of NBA basketball. It first of all, the game was already low rating, because nobody really outside of Indiana and OKC want to really see that. But most basketball heads that want to see a competitive, good, basketball, that was a good two teams that was going to stride it out. And for a Game 7, for it to push out to that, I knew it was going to be nothing but short of that. Nothing short of that. We wasn't able to get that. We were robbed. 7 minutes into the game, Tyrese Halliburton goes down with a torn Achilles. And, man, it shook everything. The whole crowd, I don't know really how the crowd was, but I saw when he had fell down, when he went down, and he just started just patting the ground. And at first I'm like, bro, don't be, there's no time to be pouting. This Game 7, get back up, let's go. But then I instantly saw the face of agony, like he knew this is it. He ended up tearing his Achilles, and this man came in on a burner. I believe I had a video of this man, before the game even tipped off. He wasn't even looking at the crowd. He wasn't even looking at the camera. He was looking off into space, but also looking at the crowd too, and it was feeding him. It was he was trying to make that moment. You know what I mean? And a lot of people were saying that he was, they were putting up a smoke screen saying that, he wasn't really actually injured. That's why he looked so good in Game 6. But that man was definitely injured. Ain't nobody gonna fake no damn injury going all the way into the finals. That is out of the question from nowadays. Dude, now I will see other people but this man has been in some tall lights, so it's nothing he needed to fade away or give his out of injury. I know that man he'd have wanted to be out there on that court, giving it. So everybody that thought that he was faking an injury or anything, that man was trying to play through that shit. And then it showed in that Game 7. You know what I mean? Everybody was saying how, he looked so good. He looked so good in Game 6 that it might have put a little energy in his bank and just told him, fuck it, this is it, street out. But, you know what I mean? I honestly felt like he probably could have put a little bit of brakes on it, and he would have been able to make it through that game. But the way he came out, he wasn't hearing none of that. It was on pure like pure tear, like 3 for 3. Well, he went 3 for 4 for 3. The first one I believe was the one that missed, and from there it was annihilation. I saw it to the point where he like bitch ass, like cussing at the crowd. It was about to be a moment, and I just knew like it was about to be everything for NBA. I'm like, man, this is gonna be a game that I'm gonna have to replay the highlights and watch this shit. Like, what the fuck was going on? I thought this was gonna be a 30-point game for my boy Tyrese Halliburton. Man, it could have been anything. Crazy thing, I did not put him on my ticket because I ultimately knows, like, yeah, he is injury prone, and yeah, he played through the injury. So like, I wasn't trying to put him on too many of my tickets. I only put him on 1 out of the 4. That let you know that I was even wary on it. But everybody else didn't think that, because they thought because of how he looked at it in that other game that it was gonna be just as sweet. That ain't happened. You know what I mean? And tore his Achilles, and it just sucks because that team, I felt like Indiana would have won. I went in going in thinking that Indiana was going to win, and even if they would have lost, you know what I mean? Because I'm not taking anything away from OKC, but I just felt like the way Indiana was playing this year with the help of Tyrese Halliburton, man, it feeds. It felt like it was that. It was, and maybe I love so much on the underdog or whatnot, or whatever it is, but it's just that's how I saw it though. I saw the guys just like opening up the chariots, like they were just like the NBA guys was just placing this for them. You know what I mean? And I feel like Indiana was robbed of that. All of them was robbed of that. OKC was robbed of that, because that game would have showed too and solidified why they were the number 1 seed and everything. You know what I mean? And doing their thing. The best defense, because they did show up defensively. And that game did go to a half, and it was Indiana up by 1 at that moment. It was a low-scoring game too. These niggas was at like 48-47 or some shit. So it was something like that. Yes, it was a low-scoring game, but after that, being in the first quarter, that 7 minutes took so much out of that game, all the air out of the ball, to the point where like I didn't even want to watch it. Like I was trying to rally for Indiana and just be like, y'all got it, but then they started fucking up, and it became a lot of bullshit, and I'm like, man, bro, it just wasn't what it was. So I say all that to say, get well, Tyrese Halliburton. You will be back. I know this will be engine fuel to get you back out there, bro. Definitely. And not only that, you earned yourself as a fan. Like, man, I am a fan, bro. I'm a fan of you. Like, now do your thing, bro. Go get you a ring, because you definitely deserve it. Definitely deserve a ring. You came off of, man, one of the craziest years with one of the craziest, like, amount of, like, odds on how, like, the things that y'all was pulling off, bro. It was crazy work. And I got to give you guys y'all flowers. Indiana, y'all did y'all thing. And I know that y'all are going to be a problem next year once y'all figure out those random niggas that y'all do have there that Mike can go move around. Just a few little pieces. Y'all good, though. You know what I mean? I think Siakam still got a couple years in him. He can definitely go get him another ring. Tyrese, once you get good, you'll be good. Definitely they need to keep TJ McCollum. Matherin, I fuck with him. They need to figure out how they can make some of these players a little bit better, and like maybe change up that lineup so they can have some niggas that's more efficient once they get to that. Because I'm not gonna lie, it start getting real tight for both teams in the sense of shooting the ball. They were getting very, very tight, closer and closer to the end of these games. Like, not even to just the end of these games, but just the end of the series. So you can see how that game really was towing. Like, that's why I felt like if Tyrese would have been in, it probably would have been a different story. OKC probably wouldn't have won, but this is all just, hearsay. We can just say what we want, if, but, because they could have still lost. But I just felt like with how Tyrese Halliburton was coming, he was going to engine his team, and they was going to rally with them against the OKC fans, and everybody was going to start to shrink over there and OKC, but they didn't. They rose to the occasion, and these boys got themselves a championship. MVP to the boys Shea, as we thought it would have been, compared to, if not, it'd have been Jalen. And I was starting to make that argument that Jalen would have been, but yeah, they stamped their legacy in the books, and this is where now we find out, is this team a dynasty, or is this team gonna just be like a lot of teams that get the gold and just like they lose that hunger to get another one? You know what I mean? Like, and then it makes me think that that's the era that we're getting into. Like back in the day, maybe the older niggas heads, that's why motherfuckers started chasing rings, because they knew what it was. It was like, no, I don't want just one ring. Like, motherfuckers started chasing rings. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe. So get well, like I said, Tyrese Halliburton. OKC wins it all, and they stamp their legacy, being the 2025 champions of the NBA. And shit, we go into next year and see what these boys can do. But I would say one thing also, because this was a close game, and for a nice amount of time. And Rick Carlisle did something real terrible, where he had a little bit of a weird restriction on Siakam not being in the third quarter. And I was just like, it threw me, because someone, while we was watching the game, I was trying to figure out, like, why we got all these random niggas in there. Like, why there ain't nobody with no presence on the floor for a long period of time, maybe like a good 8 or something minutes. Like, oh my God, it was cruciating. But like one of the guys, it was like, man, well, why Siakam ain't in? And I'm like, damn, why ain't he in? Like, was this nigga gassed out or some shit? Like, what the fuck going on? But yeah, he was not in for a long period of time, and I definitely feel like that was another thing that they needed to change. I don't know what Coach Rick Carlisle was on, but brother, you choked there. You very, very much choked there. I don't know what that was. Was FanDuel like on y'all niggas' head? Like, no, you gotta hold it off. Like, I don't know. And then it was just a bunch of turnovers. It became just turnover city, bro. Like, they just would not. And OKC kept getting second chance buckets. Second chance buckets is pretty much when you, as your team, shoot the ball up and you miss. It goes off. You get the rebound. Your team get the rebound, and then you shoot it back up and get a point that way. So that means that they were crashing the glass to the point where these boys couldn't even get none of their second points like that. And it was just, it was hurting me, because it was like they was putting these boys in rhythm, because they were all broke as hell. Like, the only person that came out a bit efficient was out of their team was Shea. which we know what he's gonna do. But he was bricking some shit. When niggas start missing layups, it was like the rim was just getting smaller and smaller. Niggas just boom. I start to even yell it out like broke ass nigga shit. Every other second, I'm like, I knew like niggas just dropping turds in that bitch. It was about to be a very, very terrible upset. And for Indiana to win, if they would have won without a Tyrese Halliburton, man, that would have said so much to that team. They would have blew that damn team up. They might have would have blew that team up, but they probably wouldn't have. But they definitely would have like, all right, niggas, y'all better figure it out. Like, and it definitely would have been some big cuts. A lot of you niggas saved y'all lives just because of some shit like that. But I don't want to speak so bad on that situation just because, like I said, these dudes did what they did. They was the best team in the league. They stride from not losing twice for over a nice period of time since, like they said, 2024. I don't know what date down to today, but you know what I'm saying, it was in 2024. So like all this year they didn't lose twice. It was just one loss, and then they normally bounce back. So that's good. Are they a dynasty? It's hard because this game 7 was robbed from us, and I don't want to take nothing away from OKC, man. But man, that just took a moment from every single one of them. That whole situation. But I feel like they have the right tools to be a dynasty. Let's see if they get 2 to 3 rings. I don't like to put dynasty on teams if they don't have 2 or 3 rings. Then that's when I start to look like, okay, they got these certain core people that they're keeping, and they are not just on that, oh, I just want 1 ring and then I get out, because that is not a dynasty. A dynasty is niggas coming to try to go get 5 of them bitches. We gonna take over the whole NBA and just step on niggas' neck. I don't want just one, like, you know what I mean? So that's crazy. Let's speak on. Let me see if I can pull up. So one of my questions that I had in here is this segment, pretty much. Should players play through injuries? I'm gonna give you my analysis. Me, I feel like when it's certain games, these players want to get out there and play. And they know that it's so hard to get back in certain situations. So like, me, myself, I'm all about protecting your body before anything. Because that can hurt the team ultimately too, throwing yourself out there when you're not completely ready. But it's hard for me to really say that I wouldn't feel the same way Tyrese felt when he said, man, if I can walk, I'm going to play. Like, you know what I mean? Because, like, all year, this is what y'all worked for. All year, you and your team has been running, trying to get to that. All playoffs, this is what you was, the underdog. And going through these teams like Swiss cheese, like slicing and dicing. All year, you put all your energy to get to this point, a game 7, which a game 7 haven't been had since, they said 2016. I think it was Cavs or whatnot, and I forgot who they played, but we ain't gonna jump into too far into it. But that was like the last game 7. So this is the game 7 finals. Game 7 finals. This is from the last game 7 finals. Niggas been getting either gentlemen swept or in 6, pretty much. But yeah. So all this energy, everything is on this day. It's for just this day, to live this day, to get past this day. And you want to be out there on that court. I cannot say that nigga was wrong. I would have been in the same situation if I felt it. I'm like, man, fuck it. I just played in the 6th game and I was looking good, bro. Fuck it. I'm about to play. But this is where you can get in your own way and it jeopardize your career long term. Not everybody comes back from an Achilles tear like that and be the same person they are, let alone be able to be better than what that is. You know what I mean? You may become a shell of yourself. You might even just grow a certain anxiety to where you're so scared to do those bursts because you might feel like you might do it again. So it's crazy. And so I feel like it goes both hands. It's like it's 50-50. It's mine, but also listen to your body. And then also listen to the people around you too. But make sure those people don't just want you to put your life on the line. You know what I mean? Just because you can. Make sure those people just also have the same end goal of how they want your career or just you to be. And so ultimately I'll be saying, man, with certain injuries and certain times of the year, man, y'all gotta stop doing it. It's gonna have to stop being that because we've gotten 3 torn Achilles, one that happened right before the playoffs. So Kyrie goes down, number 0. These is three different niggas that had Achilles tears. Number 0. And then playoffs happen. Jason Tatum goes down, Achilles tear. Man. And it just sucks. And you know, man. And then this happens. Game 7 in, everything on the table, and it happens again. Which makes me think that this whole playoff, normally what it's all about, so much have to happen for you to get to this situation. You may not get back here. You know what I mean? Like injuries, team switching up, everything. Like you're not given these, you're earning those. And when you earn it, you get up to those situations. You want to be able to perform on the best, at your best. So injuries, it's very, very shaky. But so what I am about to show you guys is pretty much what Jay Will spoke on for just about this year alone, and just on what's been going on. So all right. So we're gonna say this again. So this is Jay Will. He's speaking on 8 Achilles tears this season. And also, if you want to check out his Facebook, it's The Real Jay Williams. One of the he normally goes on different platforms and speak on basketball. He used to play basketball too as well. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I know what that nigga really did in the NBA, but supposedly he was pretty good, So let's just speak on. We just hearing on his view on basketball and the injuries.
The magic number is 8. 8 players torn Achilles in one season. And Hallie's the latest name on the list. And here's the part that you're not going to see on TikTok, you're not going to see on social, you're not going to see on SportsCenter, because nobody is talking about it. The NBA is playing its fastest pace since the early 70s. Nearly 109 possessions a game. It's a highlight culture, it's tempo, it's space and pace, it's algorithms that are driving the product. But here's the real question. Are we optimizing the game, or are we pushing these athletes past the point of sustainability? We made the game faster, loud, more viral. It's everywhere, but bodies are breaking down at a high pace and nobody's hitting the brakes. So how do we fix it? You fix it by cutting the schedule, by funding recovery science, by redesigning off-season training. You have to protect the players before the game breaks them, because if we don't, we're not evolving the sport. We're exhausting it.
All right. I fuck with that, Jay. He's true. It's completely true. Everything about it. Let me see if I got any videos that I have for what happened that game. I don't hear. Let me see. I might have to. Let's do this. Let me try to look for something real quick. Okay, Instagram. See, so I normally send myself videos. Anytime I'm running through certain videos, I want to like react with you guys. I try to set them to the side so I can like watch them later. So I'm either sending it from Facebook or I'm sending it from Instagram. But, okay. I guess I don't have anything in there. That I had something in there I wanted to share with you guys about that. That is the episode pretty much. I'm just gonna go over my list of things that I wanted to speak on real quick and just run through it. Like I said, the injury with Tyrese Halliburton, that was very, very terrible to the game, and it robbed us definitely. But OKC did win. They became victors. There was championship of the 2025 NBA Finals, and Shea MVP as dude. And we look on to the next season. This season's a wrap. It's kind of sad for me because now I don't get to watch no basketball. But now I'm just gonna put all that time into me now. And I won't be spending no money too much on betting too as well. So we're gonna save a couple dollars now. So that's where it's at. Outside of that, we spoke on KD getting traded. We're gonna speak a little bit more on that, and then a couple other trades that's happening. So this is episode 28 now. We're at episode 28, and I did want to make an episode when I was back home, but I wasn't able to. So this is me just knocking out, doing my business, my due diligence, knocking this out for you guys. We are here and we are back. This is the Artistic Perspective Podcast. I'm your host, Lavelle Ford, and we out.